Welcome to Medill Sports Talk, where we break down the news this week for the sports you love. I'm Alexis Culmer, joined by Richard Foster-Shelton and Hogan Davis. So let's get started, guys. Now, we are only 6 days into the most wonderful time of the year, the NBA playoffs. But as all of us NBA fans know, the league never disappoints. And this first round has been no exception. So we're going to break it all down for you guys today. You ready?
Let's go.
Ready, Freddy.
All right, so first up, the second game of the night was the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics lead 2-0. Hogan, can these young Boston guys continue this kind of play down the road?
I think they can. We always talk about the cliche when a star goes down, it's the next man up. Well, with the Celtics, everybody has stepped up. The next man up has been there. Jaylen Brown last night with 30 points. Terry Rozier has been incredible, hit clutch shots. He's got Eric Bledsoe, the veteran guard from Milwaukee, absolutely shook. So bad that in a post-game press conference, Bledsoe pretended that he didn't know who Rozier was. So that's how you know that the Celtics are in the Bucks' heads.
Rich?
Well, a 2-0 deficit, it's not a big enough deficit to say that Washington is completely out of this, but it could easily be lost in games 3 and 4 if Beal doesn't turn around his poor play. Last night he had 9 points. This year he's been playing at an all-star level, and if he doesn't return to that this postseason, this series will be over. And speaking of Bledsoe talking about he doesn't know who Rozier is, I mean, clearly not after he crossed him over to another zip code in game 1. Maybe he still thinks that he's defending Kyrie Irving or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was very a la James Harden. But let's go back to the first game of the night, where the Washington Wizards lost against the Toronto Raptors. They take a 2-0 lead. Hogan, do you think the Washington has a chance or not really?
I don't think so. I think this Raptors team, we've been talking about it all year, that it's a different style, and I think they're actually built for the playoffs. Their bench mob has been incredible, and the one run that the Wizards made last night, they got within 5 points, and immediately DeRozan and C.J. Miles hit threes and opened up a 20-point lead to just put that game away. I think the Raptors, I think that this Raptors team is going to be the one that finally makes it into the Eastern Conference Finals and has a chance to take down LeBron.
Rich, what do you think?
This Raptors team, they've definitely made some big strides this season. Their bench play is phenomenal. They might have the best bench in the league. The Wizards are pretty much dead in the water. Like I said, Beal, he's not the same player anymore. I mean, he's only dropping 9 points last night. I guess Wall has come back. He's taking his team back over, and I think they're over with.
All right, so let's move on to now. This last series has definitely surprised me. I used to think that Dame Time was unstoppable, but the Pelicans have a 2-game lead on the Trailblazers, and they did it on the road. Rich, what is happening to the Trailblazers, or rather, what is going right for the Pelicans?
Well, I would be remiss to say that the Blazers are losing this series. The Pelicans are winning this wholeheartedly. Anthony Davis, he's been a perennial MVP candidate for years, but Drew Holiday is finally getting some national attention for his two-way play. Last night he had 33 points and also held Damian Lillard to 0 for 4 shooting and 2 turnovers as his primary defender. The Pelicans, they snatched home court away from the Blazers. They're on their way back home. I don't see any way that the Pelicans can blow this series.
Hogan.
Yeah, this series is all about the Pelicans, and it's really been all about Drew Holiday so far. He's been the best guard in the series, which is something I don't think any of us would have expected going in with Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum playing. But his two-way play, and he's such a great story, had to take off the beginning of last season to take care of his wife who had a brain tumor while pregnant. But his family is happy and healthy. Saw him holding his daughter before the game, and he is absolutely taking advantage of the national spotlight.
All right, guys, so we recapped last night's games. Now we're going to prep for some upcoming games with a quick shoot-around. I'm going to give the guys a couple questions, and they're going to give me some quick answers. You guys ready?
All right.
All right, first question. Can Indiana really take another game in Cleveland?
I believe that Indiana can, and they will take another game in Cleveland. However, it won't be game 2. I believe that Indiana will be back in Cleveland for game 5. They'll win that game, and then they'll be in Cleveland again for game 7, where they will lose the series. Never bet against LeBron.
No, Victor Oladipo and Lance Stevenson are having an incredible series already. I think this is the one where Lance finally gets past LeBron. This is a Lance Stevenson team, and I think they're going to the conference finals this year.
Ooh, okay. Next up, can Utah bounce back against OKC?
Utah can bounce back against OKC, but only if Donovan Mitchell bounces back from his toe injury. Rudy Gobert has been providing the backbone for Utah's stifling defense all year, and Mitchell has handled the scoring punch. If Mitchell doesn't come back with 100% of his abilities, then Utah won't score enough points to keep up with OKC.
I think with playoff P back in the picture, Paul George was so good in Game 1, and the length of Oklahoma City is giving Donovan Mitchell some trouble. I think this is as far as Utah is going to get.
All right, so can Minnesota steal a game in Houston?
Well, Minnesota came very close to winning Game 1, actually. And that was without Karl Anthony Towns playing up to his All-NBA status that he's been playing all year. So I believe that Minnesota will win Game 2 tonight, and Karl Anthony Towns will have a monster effort.
I think Cat's absolutely great, but there's just way too much firepower on this Houston team for the Timberwolves to keep up. I think that they're going to rain threes on them, and the Timberwolves are going to maybe steal a game back in Minnesota, but this is a 5-game series max.
Oh, classic gentleman sweep. So now time for some more fun questions. So Kevin Hart was sitting courtside in Philly talking trash to D-Wade, which is never a good idea, by the way. Did Kevin forget about purple backpack guy from Charlotte? But anyways, if you were playing in the NBA, what celebrity sitting courtside could get you riled up and make you elevate your game?
Well, in my case, it would definitely be Drake. He doesn't have any basketball abilities at all, as we saw when he was warming up with Kentucky a few years back, and he's just stalking the sidelines like he's on the coaching staff of Toronto. If I was on the court and he tried that with me, I'd give a new reason to the phrase, nice for what?
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't gotten tossed yet, honestly. Hogan?
See, I don't respond to trash talk. I mean, that doesn't faze me. But if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is sitting courtside, I'm putting up 40 easy. I'm going to make that man proud of me, and it's going to be the best game of my career.
Hogan going for a rampage. All right, next question. The playoff means everyone steps up their game on the court, but also their game in the hallway. Their fashion game, I mean. Guys, who has had the best playoff outfits so far?
I was partial to Russell Westbrook's look with the shirtless blazer combination, but I'm going to have to go with Gerald Green. That throwback Yao Ming jersey was killer. And also, hopefully, it may influence the Rockets to go back to those jerseys, which were the best in franchise history, in my opinion.
Hogan, whose look did you like the best?
I loved Westbrook's too, but if the Raptors mascot is able to jack your vibe in the next game, he came in wearing the same shirtless suit, then that can't be number one. So I'm going to go with Swaggy P coming in with a silk robe and boxers, like he just rolled out of bed and is like, guess this is what I'm wearing to work. That's got to be the best look of the series.
Yeah, I also really like Terry Rozier in the Larry Legend shirt, because that's who he's channeling this series, it looks like. But that does it for us here at Medill Sports Talk. Be sure to check out our other segments on YouTube and follow us on Twitter and Snapchat at Medill Sport Talk. Tune into our YouTube channel on Thursday, April 26th for Medill Sports Talk live NFL draft show at 7 p.m. And for Hogan, Rich, and our crew here in the studio, thanks for joining us.